Welcome back to the Bubsy Woolies Strike Back Let's Play. In this part we will be entering the second world, because like I said before, this game is pretty short and there's only 3 worlds. This world being a desert world. Well, it's more, it is a desert world, but it's not like sandy, it's more like rocky. Canyon kind. So I guess I don't know. And the last world was like woodlandly, so Bubsy lives in Space America, or is this on Earth? And it's an American road trip that leads to space. It's sounds like a low-budget comedy film. That probably would actually suit the kind of humour that Bubsy has too. Maybe they should do that for like the next Bubsy game. Dolt. Well, at least the platforms come back quickly. But I think the thing that is most annoying with Bubsy's moveset is how jump is on X, and because glide also functions as his double jump, but that's on triangle. So you find yourself a lot flicking your thumb up when, you know, it would have been nice to just maybe just make it X again while in the air. And we have sand sharks here because I guess that's this world's special like hazard. Like last world had the bees. The bees. Which I thought you could only like, because the game tells you, oh, you can distract bees with flowers. So I thought that was the only way to get rid of them, and then I found out you could just jump on them like any other enemy. So I guess it's a nice idea to have more than one way to defeat an enemy. But when they're not really anything that special, it's not like that necessary or impressive. It feels a bit like wasted potential. It's not like say like when you play Spyro and like enemies with metal armor can't be flamed, but if you have super flame then they can be. These enemies in this game, they don't have like a strength or a weakness or an immunity. I think one thing I would like to point out though about this game, I did mention its short length. If you saw this game, and I kind of feel a bit sorry for those who would maybe were expecting more of this. The game originally was being sold for about like £30. I don't really know what the what it was being sold for in dollars. I heard it might have been $30 as well, which is a bit unfair. That means we had to pay more. But £30 is like definitely not a justifiable price for this game. This game is way too short for its price tag. This game can be beaten in under an hour. Whereas, say, like indie games that cost much less can take, you know, quite a long time to do. And even so, even if they don't take that long, like for a comparison, let's say an indie game is Dust, an Elysian Tale. I think that game took me about like to fully complete and get everything in it. It took like a bit over a week. I had nothing else to do that week. This game took an hour. Dust costs about like somewhere between £12 and £15, depends on where you get it from. And then yeah, this game is like 30. I was lucky, and I don't feel as I personally don't feel as bad about the price tag because I actually got it in a sale where it had been reduced all the way to £5. So I don't feel quite as hurt by it because this game for £5 it is actually pretty reasonable. Another thing, if you're quite the platinum trophy hunter, you might want to avoid this game too because it doesn't have a platinum. Now, I have all the trophies in this game, but there isn't a platinum, so it's just a plain 100% thing. But again, the trophies in this game are really easy too. They're just like completionist trophies. Just like, oh, finish the level without dying. Finish this level without, like with getting all the T-shirts, or finish so many levels with these things.
How am I gliding? You have no idea.
And there we go. The only trophy I think that is a bit annoying is there's one for like getting certain high scores. Ooh, Mario reference. Is that Mario? But it's only because you don't really have a way of checking progress on it or whether parts of it have been done. But yeah, you get it anyway. It's fairly easy. So of the 3 bosses in this game, this is the most annoying one. It's the most annoying one, but it's definitely not the one that you will you probably won't die to the most. Simply because of 2 reasons. One, the boss it puts itself in very awkward positions. Like I nearly got hurt there. The attacks can sometimes go on for ages, and in some cases you kind of you won't know what to do unless if you've already like seen the attack before. If in that case, if I was slightly closer to one side, I would have taken damage. If I could have been ever so slightly too close to the edges and hit the spikes, or if I was too close to the middle right there, I could have actually been hit by the UFO like landing. But like it does a couple of like sneaky attacks which there isn't enough time to react to them. You have to know that they're coming so you can dodge. But again, the pounce is your friend. I think one thing I really don't like about this boss either, which is a bit of a bias, is another annoying thing actually. Sometimes you have to time when you can jump on those Woolies because they can bounce you up and actually bounce you into the boss. But yeah, I do remember finding myself dying to this attack. Not necessarily this attack a lot, but like one of the following ones, and having to go through all that again, and that's an incredibly long attack. But one trophy in this game is beat every level without dying. But what it doesn't tell you is I think the bosses don't count. So as you can see there, it's a bit annoying to actually hit the boss sometimes. And I got the ever so slightest wrong angle. And it ended up taking damage for it instead. But yeah, it doesn't seem to include, either doesn't include bosses, it doesn't include the last boss, or it doesn't include like every level, like it's beat every level dying, but the counter is actually a one level less than it needs to be. But as we saw there, I would have had to have known that attack was coming in order to react fast enough. I wouldn't. Why would I know that they're about to fire right there? It looked like they could have just gone straight back. But I did spend a lot of time trying to beat this boss without dying once. I did eventually do it, but then when I finished the last platforming level and I hadn't even started the final boss, the trophy popped. So I guess that trophy only includes normal levels. So it does make the it does make getting trophies easy. Oh, that's exactly what I was talking about, bouncing off the things and hitting them, hitting the boss as a result. Yeah, this boss just is annoying and slow. Music's nice though. I didn't really care much for the music in this song to start with, but I definitely liked it a lot more when after being stuck in this boss for a while. I noticed there's also a bit of a motif going on with this level. There's a well, not level, the music in the game. It's like a do. Oh, well, something like that. I can't actually. Even though I'm listening to the game right now, I don't remember what it is. And I'm 6 walls short from another all wall run, but I don't care. Just make this boss end already. Because I mean, it's a boss fight, and look, we've got a timer in the middle, like a 5 minute, 6 minute boss, and like if it was like a more sort of oh man. And it just keeps going and going. If it was a more like extravagant or interesting boss with like a lot more spectacle, then it would make sense to have a long fight. I'm trying to think of like a good example, but I guess it's, the only thing that comes to mind is like some RPG fights, or I'm currently thinking Kingdom Hearts. I'm not entirely sure why, but I guess that would make sense too. Not like one of these very old style, like arcade, like Genesis like style things. They really shouldn't need to go on this long. But thankfully it's over. And that's that world done. So yeah, a very short world indeed. So in the next part we'll be entering the final world, which is in space. See you then.